Hey, if you're out there searching the internet for telltale signs of good comic books, you've come to the right place. Flashback Fridays here at Constant Collectible are your spot to identify what you need to be reading. In 2012, DC Comics began coming out with a series that can only be described as wonderfully weird. A morbidly obese chain smoker finds an item which allows him to turn into a variety of odd extra-dimensional superheroes, from Chicken Hoop to Boy Chimney. The odd superheroes provide a backdrop for an interesting and trans-dimensional adventure. So what inspired this odd tale? Well, the origin might be just as weird as the story itself. This concept had been taken from a comic book in the 1960s called Dial H for Hero. From 1966 until 1978, Robbie acted much like a normal superhero, fixing the problems of the world. But in 1988, something amazing happened. DC Comics in the 80s produced Dial H for Hero by taking ideas from children around the United States who had ideas for superheroes. Sometimes these heroes would appear for only one panel. But with this fun little marketing ploy, DC Comics created an idea that wouldn't die, despite cancellations and changes to the line over many years. If you haven't picked it up by now, the object in question is a phone dial. A dial that if you dial hero, you become a hero, and if you dial villain, you become a villain. A lot of the concepts that existed in these old comics came through in the New 52 edition. But before the New 52, it really was a gimmick type superhero. Robbie Reed can become thousands of superheroes. All he has to do is dial H for hero. It's kind of a gimmicky ad, but it's what it was. And the team over at DC has done an amazing job of vamping this silly concept into something extremely tangible. Through the years, there was a couple revivals that were attempted, one being where Plastic Man faced off against Robbie, who became an evil version of Plastic Man. Of course, all the iterations, including one in 2002, failed, and this most recent edition was definitely the most successful of all. Of course, a lot of things stuck around, some callbacks to comics where the Flash got involved, and of course changing into multiple superheroes were all included. But the story involves characters like the Abyss, the absence of space, creatures that are simply space itself, who had been farmed by lizard creatures in another dimension, and even some severe death scenes are included in the comic series. Of course, some fun things like the Centipede, a villain from Canada who can act out multiple facets, or Open Window Man, basically Batman, but he can appear through any open window. Fun and interesting concepts were thrown in left and right, but at the end of the day, they were more adult concepts than what had existed in the 1960s. I implore you to go right now and get as many of these comics as you can. I know in my personal collection I have the entire run. It's only 1 or 2 trades. So I encourage you go out and buy these comics. Find a local comic shop if you can and buy from them. My name's Johnny Savage. This is Constant Collectible. I hope that this has been an eye-opening session for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below or on our website. Please respond to this article. We really appreciate you guys all watching, listening, and reading our stuff. And for Constant Collectible, this is Johnny Savage signing off.